Hello, my name's Yvonne and I'm a UK Stampin' Up demonstrator, and what I'm going to show you today is a way of doing stamping and dies using your Stamparatus. So what I'm using is the Tea Together stamp set. So you've got a lovely teapot and teacup and saucer and some flowers and some lovely sayings. So you've got Happy Mother's Day, love is a warm cup of tea, our love is one that covers years throughout life's joys and sometimes tears, a bond that stands the test of time, mother and daughter, hearts intertwined. So it's a really nice stamp set, and it's a cling stamp set, so it's a red rubber one. Now, until the end of March, you'll be able to get the dies as part of the celebration. So if you spend over £45, there's various stamps and papers, ribbons that you can earn when you spend over a certain amount of money. So these are the dies which you'll be able to get, and as you can see, we've got a teacup, we've got the teapot, and then we've got the flowers, the dies to cut out the flowers. So what I've been doing today is I wanted the teacup, and normally I would stamp the teacup, then go to my die cutter and cut it out on my big shot. But I've been cutting out an awful lot, and what happens is that you stamp on your card and then you get your die, put the die around the stamp and run it through the big shot, and sometimes it doesn't go in the right position, or I'm forever having to sellotape down the die to the card, which if I'm doing a lot of these, then it is a faff basically. So what I have done this time is, using my Stamparatus, which is a stamping platform for Stampin' Up, I have done the die cut without the stamp. As you can see, that's the die cut of the teacup. So what I've done this time is I've actually positioned my cup over the actual die rather than stamping it first and cutting it out last. So I'm doing it backwards, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I can position my teacup in the correct position every single time. So I'm using, the colour I'm using is Pool Party. So I'm going to stamp this up, and I'm going to press down, and I get the teacup stamp in the perfect position. Now I want a flower on it, and what I've done is I made sure that the flower is in the correct position, and I'm going to stamp it there, and it's there. Perfect. The flower I've stamped in is Blushing Bride, and as you can see, it's such an easy way to, when you're doing a lot of die cutting and using your Stamparatus to stamp in the correct position. I absolutely love my Stamparatus. As you can see, I've got dies ready on there for other projects. I can just leave them on, and it's just such an easy way of being able to stamp in the correct position. And in this case, I'm using both of the plates where I'm stamping from the teacup on here and the flower onto here. So I'll just do another one. So I've got my teacup that I already dyed out, so I'm going to put it in the gap. Then I'm going to stamp on there and stamp on there, and we're done. Next one. So all I'm doing is putting the teacup that I've already cut out into the actual gap. So I'm using the negative of the actual die on the card and using it as a sort of like a holding place for my die. And there we go. I find it such an easy way, especially when you're doing, in my case I've probably done about 70 or 80 of these, and I would have to stamp, make sure my die was actually positioned in the right place, make sure it didn't move, and this is so much quicker. I'm absolutely thrilled with the results, and I've got another project that's coming up, and I know I'm going to be using the same system because it's going to be so much easier. The next project I'll be doing is a heart, and it's using the All My Love suite and the dies and the stamps of the heart. So I'm going to have a go and see how this system will work for that particular project I'm doing. Well, I've hoped you enjoyed this video. I'm going to put a link down below onto my shop where you'll be able to find the Stamparatus. As I say, it's a really good piece of equipment, especially if you're doing mass producing cards or you're using different layering stamps, then this is absolutely perfect. And as I say, I've got, from previous projects, I've got spare plates where I've got my dies already on there. So as soon as I want to start working on this particular project, then I've got everything in place ready, and it's all sorted. And then this one here, I've got a couple more dies on there, stamps on there, ready for another project. Well, thank you very much for watching, and if you would like to have a look at my blog, it's craftingforeveryone.blogspot.com. My email address is yflittonsud@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Bye bye.